My name is Vasyl. I'm from the Lviv region, from the village of Pidyrtsi, near the town of Novye Rozyl. I'm 24 years old, and I joined the army in the second week after the full-scale invasion began.
Can you tell us briefly what you were doing before the full-scale war?
Before the war, I lived, worked, and studied abroad in Warsaw. When the war started, I was still abroad, and I knew I had to come back to fight. But my parents and family were completely against it. In fact, my dad, with whom I was living abroad, hid my passport so I wouldn't leave. He knew where I was going, and he was worried about me. But I'm the kind of person you can't really stop. I spent 2 days searching for my passport and couldn't find it. On the third day, I crossed the border into Ukraine without a passport. While most people were leaving Ukraine, I was going back in without documents. At the first border checkpoint, they didn't let me through at first. It's a whole procedure without a passport. But at the second, I explained everything. They were extremely thorough, thinking maybe I did something shady. But after checking everything, they let me through. Later, I got stopped by the territorial defense. They asked, "Who are you? Where are you from?" They found a radio in my bag and thought I might have crossed from the enemy side. It turned into a whole ordeal. They were aggressive, all that face-to-the-floor stuff, searched everything, but eventually let me go. At the time, people were paranoid. Someone had spray-painted a cross on the road, and everyone thought it was a marker from saboteurs. So imagine, a guy shows up at night with a bag and a radio and no passport. Luckily, I was traveling with a few people who had also crossed into Ukraine, 3 guys and a woman going to pick up her child. They had passports and confirmed I was with them, and then they let us go. Everything was fine.
How did you become a drone pilot? What's the job like?
I became a pilot after about a year and a half in the Army. A colonel visited us and asked who was interested.
Та якщо впаде, це нормальна історія.
I'd always dreamed of flying. My dream was to become an aviation pilot, flying small aircraft. Before the war, I'd already started pursuing that dream. I even did some parachuting. So when I got the chance, I was all in. I went through a couple of trainings and eventually started flying drones on my own. As for the job, it varies a lot. Pilot is a broad term. These days, we have recon pilots, strike pilots, long-range recon, and ground drones. Ideally, a pilot knows how to operate all of them, but in practice, everyone has their specialization. Personally, I work with FPV drones, which are strike drones, one-way missions, you could say.
Can you explain why there are constant fundraisers for FPV drones? Why are they needed in such large numbers?
These fundraisers help us tremendously. The need for drones is constant and growing. Since I fly one-way strike drones, we always need more. It's simple. It's better for a drone to take the risk than a soldier. There were cases when the enemy came within 10 meters of our positions. Our soldiers contacted us, and we flew in and saved lives. These drones rarely come back, so they need to be replaced all the time. It's more efficient that way, too, less risk in trying to retrieve them. We also need recon drones. I can't carry out a strike without a target, and that target comes from recon drones like DJI Mavics or fixed-wing Krylo drones for long-distance surveillance. Once they locate the target, we move in and do our part. There are also agricultural drones adapted to drop explosives. They're super effective and help the infantry a lot. Besides striking the enemy, we use drones to save lives, too. We use ground drones to evacuate the wounded, deliver ammo to frontline positions, or even drop food. There have been cases where guys were stuck in positions without anything to eat, and we flew in with basic food supplies to keep them going until proper aid could reach them.
What would you like to say to foreigners who regularly support Ukrainian soldiers and who might donate to this fundraiser?
We're extremely grateful. Thank you to everyone who donates. I want to say to our international supporters, thank you for not forgetting about us. Even from far away, whether you're in Canada, Germany, the US, or anywhere in the EU, your help reaches us. We see it. And thanks to you, we're still standing. Thanks to you, we can live and do our jobs here.
What are your plans or dreams after the war?
I've got so many plans.
What's the first thing you'll do?
First, I want to finish my studies abroad. I didn't get to graduate because I had to come home when the war started.
What were you studying?
Occupational safety engineering. Next, I want to fulfill a dream, to become a certified skydiver. I want to be in the sky, not just through drones, but with my own body. Flying is my passion. My dream is to become a small aircraft pilot one day. Whether that will happen, I don't know. But the dream is alive. My biggest plan? To live, to enjoy life, to do what I want without someone watching over me, to walk freely without constantly looking up, wondering if something is flying at me or if someone wants to kill me. Just to live in peace and enjoy every moment.